far, we've covered about half the vital information we need to understand our framework for how we operate on Community Day at FEASTT. We know that our focus on cultivating our students' affection is a big part of our mission. What makes our community different? Our path for focusing on our students' hearts happens through relating to students as born persons, and that helps us know how we are going to approach their learning and their education. But now we're going to turn to the what. What do we teach at FEASTT? So, like we discussed before, the knowledge we share is what whets the mind's appetite. So we keep 3 specific things in mind when we plan the year: quality, variety, and beauty. We've already talked about how a parent's and a teacher's performance is not the focus at FEASTT. We don't expect you to be the fountainhead of all knowledge when it comes to any given subject. But the knowledge has to come from somewhere. So where? We turn to the great minds of history. We have access like never before to the great works of art and music and literature. And so these are what we're going to pull in for our children and for us at FEASTT. We bring them to the conversation and let those sources do the educating. Shakespeare, Michelangelo, Beethoven, and more and more. Those are our teachers. We also want to have a variety. We want to engage the student's whole mind, their eyes, ears, bodies, and brains. So we do a variety of subjects: geography, Shakespeare, nature journaling, artist study, composer study, and folk dancing. This variety also allows students to stay focused because we move swiftly from one subject to the next, engaging different parts of the mind so that no one part gets overtired. And finally, we bring beauty, especially beautiful language, to bear in every subject. We know so much now about the high importance of language acquisition in learning and a child's development. The language we use in our classrooms and in our lessons is that which draws the mind upward and forward. We don't want to use dry, overly intellectual textbooks that is like cardboard, as if you were to go and eat a steak that was served well done. What an atrocity. But living books with high ideas, they have well-chosen language and hopefully an engaging narrative. Now, not everything is centered around a narrative, but it's something we really look for in every book that we choose to read in our classrooms. So then, to help our students pull into an even deeper focus when we're reading or being exposed to a great piece of music or some great art, we will read one time without repeating and then require students to narrate or tell back what they've heard, because we know that ideas are not truly internalized until they've been reproduced. This narrating is so important to everything that we do at FEASTT. We do it in every subject. So even when we look at art, we'll look at the art and then turn it over so we can't see it anymore, and then we'll talk about what we just looked at. Or with music, we'll listen and then we'll talk about what we just listened to. We want to help students see that this is their chief work, the acceptance and rejection of ideas, and that their will and their reason are there to guide them in the work that they're doing. So we bring them many ideas and we partner with students in engaging them thoughtfully with effort and attention. All of these categories of things are meant to help us do exactly that principle that we talked about in the beginning. We want our students to be able to build relationships between living ideas and set themselves up to make connections between all sorts of subjects and ideas. So remember that this principle that education is a science of relations. This is foundational to everything that we're doing. It is the nature of education. We spread a wide variety. We want it to be high quality with beautiful, well-chosen language. We require narration so that they are internalizing and digesting ideas or deciding that this is not something that they think or believe. And this is the preparation of a great feast. It's like the Christmas dinner of ideas spread out for students to enjoy throughout the year. Students take what they will from each dish offered, and we trust God to use the food to grow the child.